I am officially bulletproofed. Yes, that's why my skin is glowing and I'm looking ripped and jacked. It's because every morning I take my mycotoxin-free bulletproof coffee and mix it up with MCT oil and grass-fed butter. Why, do you ask? Well, it does a lot of things. It replaces my meal for the morning, and it gets my brain all the right nutrients they need. Those oils, that fat, and then I don't eat until 1 or 2 o'clock. So it's not really just coffee. It's turning into a lifestyle.
Have you ever had any bad trips, Simon?
Of course. Well, Terence McKenna used to say that a bad trip was where you were being forced to learn quicker than you're accustomed to learn. And I think he had it right, hit the nail right on the top of the head with that one.
Wow.
So yes, I've had some. Yeah,
My main concern with
do you breathe through them,
is,
or what's the best thing? When you have a bad trip, what do you do?
No, you have to, as the guru would say, you have to be with it. Whatever you experience, you be with it. As soon as you shut the door on it, then you hear pounding on the door. So you have to be with it, no matter how uncomfortable. Just be with it, and then you have like a storm. I don't know if you ever been caught out. The best thing to do, if you're ever caught out in the rain, I was caught out in the rain a few times. Once in the where was I? Malaysia or somewhere. Just stuck, and I couldn't go anywhere. When the storm comes, just don't moan and just be with it. So you have to. That's what to do if you're having a bad experience. You be with it.
It's the art of letting go, right?
Just be with it. Don't fight it. Just be with it.
Before ayahuasca, I tried to train my mind to doing that, and when it started coming on, about 45 minutes after we drank, I was just like, oh man, my head was starting to throb in the beginning, and I was just like, just let's go with it, breathe, and just, you have no choice.
Be with it. Yeah, I think it just helps to know, just to educate and spread information and stuff. It's not going to last forever, and you be with it. And it's quite, I think the more you go into psychedelics, at some stage you will have bad experiences. But you've got to remember, because there's a lot of misinformation about this, there's a danger that people think there's something, that the bad experience is in the psilocybin or in the ayahuasca. There's something bad about the molecule. It's in you. All you're being exposed to is your unconscious and your stuff that's inside you, which is really weird. There's almost a tendency to think this drug's bad. There's something bad. There's something terrible in that. It's not. It's just a molecule that happens to fit in your brain and then facilitates a different kind of information processing. So what you're being exposed to, even the horrible stuff, you can see horrible visions and there's nasty stuff. It's powerfully nasty, monsters and demons, and it's inside you. It's part of the dynamics of the psyche, and you have to work through. You come out a stronger person, I think, if you can.
We've all heard the stories of the guy who takes, like as Bill Hicks says, the guy who takes LSD and jumps off a four-story building. Or, I had friends of friends in South Africa who, when we were growing up, did acid, and they were fucked. They were institutionalized. And for me, that's my main concern with psychedelics: is I want the growth, I want the spiritual growth, but as I always say to Brian, I don't want my mom and dad to come have to visit me when I'm in a padded cell somewhere, and that's the main concern. What are your thoughts on that?
Padded cell. Yeah, I've never been worried about padded cells. Well, you tread. If you're a grown man, right? Mm-hmm. You've acquired some wisdom.
I'm still growing, my man.
Yeah. Well, you tread carefully.
Mm-hmm. Tread carefully.
Tread carefully. Do your research. Tread carefully. Make sure you're as acquainted with the material you're studying. Make sure you're as acquainted as you can be with that material, and you've read around it, and you take it seriously.
That's a good answer.
So you do your research. You tread very carefully, because you're a pioneer, really. You're at the leading edge of conscious experience. There's a big vistas there. Nobody really knows what's going on. I like to think I know sometimes, but I don't. These higher mind and self-organizing information, that's just my way of kind of dealing with it. I don't know. So it's new, it's unknown, it's unknown territory. People think outer space and exploring caves under the water that no one's ever been in before. Sure, you're going where no man's been before, but the inner space is the same. It's a realm that we don't, particularly in the West, it's still a new realm.